Nicholas Economides. He's a professor of economics at the Leonard N School of Business at NYU. Nicholas, President Biden began his remarks by saying the U.S. economy is still in trouble. Are things actually a lot worse than we thought?
Well, the economy is in trouble just because the recovery is not happening fast enough. But we have to keep in mind that no matter how bad the trouble is today, it's way better, way better than 2009. So the comparison of this stimulus package with the stimulus package that was needed in 2009 is, in my opinion, inappropriate.
And this relief proposal passing in the Senate in the early mornings, Vice President Harris broke the tie. It certainly shows that Democrats can now move forward and get things done without GOP support. But what happened to that bipartisan cooperation and unity President Biden had promised?
Well, talk is cheap. I mean, people can promise whatever they want, but then the reality is quite different, and that's what happened in the actual implementation in the Senate. But coming back to the main details of the package, I should say that although people are hurting, the package is giving money across the board. It's giving money to both employed and unemployed. So if you were employed throughout the pandemic, you would still get the money. So the package is not fashioned, it is not kind of micro done correctly. It's not giving the money to the right people. So instead of giving the money to people who are unemployed and to businesses that have been restrained, like closed down, like restaurants, to hire people and so on, it's giving the money across the board. And it's a lot of money. This is about 25,000 extra debt for every family in the United States. So it's not something trivial. And I think it will constrain the Biden administration in other initiatives it wants to do. Like, for example, the Green New Deal, or forgiving the debt of
But let me interrupt you, Nicholas, because a lot of Americans in this country are hurting. Whether you're employed or out of work, a lot of them are still hurting. So are you saying these $1,400 checks perhaps should be limited to only people who don't have work or unemployed?
They should be targeted to people who are really hurting. Well, let me put it that way. Suppose I'm a bus driver in New York City, and for the last year I have been working full time. Why am I hurting? Well, hold on. I mean, I might be hurting because I don't have the vaccine, I have uncertainty and so on, but economically I'm not hurting.
Well, maybe your wife lost your job. Maybe your wife has lost her job and you're now going on one income. I mean, it's really hard to say what kind of situation people are in.
Let's see. I mean, I say exactly what you're saying, to give the money to people who have lost their jobs, not to people who have not lost their jobs. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Instead, this money is going to go to everyone, employed, unemployed, hurting, not hurting. So it's important. This is a lot of money, and you cannot print money forever. So it's good to do it correctly. So if I have a household in which both people in the household have been working throughout the pandemic, they shouldn't really be getting this money. The money is much better spent for all those who lost their jobs and the businesses, especially the small businesses that are in dire straits. That's what I'm saying.
All right, I think I understand what you're saying, but I think we still don't know what the final version of this relief bill is going to look like because it still has to go through the House.
Yes, we don't know the details of it. We don't know the full details. We know more or less the size, but the size is very considerable. It's 10% of the total production of the US economy. So you end up, and this is on top of two earlier stimulus packages that have already been distributed. So it's a lot of money being pumped in the economy without any very specific investment happening in terms of infrastructure and other things that the American economy needs. So it is a bit, it has to be done with care. That's the crucial thing I'm saying. It might have been better to do it a bit smaller, a bit more carefully, And I hope it does get done that way in the final bill that we're going to see.